posture. So you've got a blanket or you've got your bolster under your two beautiful hips this morning. Yeah. So we're going to find just a nice dance this morning between movement and stillness. And that's kind of the energy of fall. Can you feel it? It's a little bit more, we've been very outward, we've been very goal-oriented, we're moving toward things that are happening in our lives. And then fall brings in a little bit of like, oh, I just kind of want to pause. I've got some things going on in my inner world that are calling for some awareness, some attention. And that's the gift of fall. It's bringing us back into this pulsation of balance. So let's take some time here to support our own balance as we turn our gaze and our awareness into our breath. And we go low into our low abdomen to find the initiation of the breath so that it can really fill up our whole body with the inhalation. And then we can feel this sweet release of the exhale out the mouth and the body just allowing this letting go. Following the pace of your own breath. And we begin to hear the sound of the ocean in our breath. Coming in to replenish every atom, molecule, cell, every small part of us that makes up ourselves gets replenished on the inhale. And the exhale, we feel this cleansing wash through those atoms and molecules and cells. This breath that is always our doorway into presence. And it's the doorway that opens every time we choose to pause and to slow down and to feel our breath, even throughout the movement of our day. Our breath is always welcomed. Our awareness is always welcomed. Let's take one more of these ocean breaths. Good. And then we're going to support a little bit more intentionally with our hands on our body. So we're going to support the nervous system with the right hand resting on the left side of our neck, right over the left vagus nerve. And the left hand is going to come over and rest either on the right outer arm or shoulder as we give ourselves this gentle hug here. And we continue with those ocean breaths, breathing in from the belly, bathing our lungs and our heart. And that exhale out the mouth with the HA sound that our nervous system loves. It loves this sound. It's soothed and balanced by this sound. And then we'll smooth the left hand down to the right elbow. The right hand smooths down to your heart, taking 2 more ocean breaths here. And the left hand smooths down to the right wrist And both hands smooth down the sternum, the belly, and rest over your belly button for 2 more breaths. Good, and then we'll take the left hand to the right side of the neck onto that right vagus nerve, and the right hand comes over to the left shoulder or arm. Enjoying 2 breaths here. Just breathing in this sense of ease and breathing out stress or tension. The right hand smooths down now to your left elbow, and the left hand smooths down to your heart for 2 more ocean breaths. Just noticing if you're rushing the inhale and inviting it a little bit more space to slow down its journey. And then we'll smooth the right hand down to the left wrist. Both hands travel down over the sternum, the belly, and rest over the belly button for 2 deep breaths. You can bring a little smile to your face, smile at your nervous system. It works very hard to stay in balance. Thank you, nervous system, that we are safe to relax and to be. Good. And then let's just let the hands release. We'll shake out the hands. If we're in cross-legged position, let's switch the leg that's in front. You can always come into cobbler if that's feeling more easeful. And then we'll bring fingers to the center knobs of the collarbones and move 1 inch below and begin to really connect in here with our tapping. So we're going to begin to tap here or thump, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, and supporting the movement of energy. Remember, our energy also means our feelings, our emotions, and we're just helping that smooth move of emotions to flow through. Let's come to the top of the sternum bone, tapping with 1 or both hands, stimulating our thymus gland, boosting our immune system. 1 more breath here. Good. Travel your tapping down now under the breast to the front low ribs. And continue your tapping out to the side seams of the low ribs. And just supporting the spleen energy here, this nurturing yin energy that reminds us that we have to put on our own oxygen mask before we can put one on someone else's. Deep breath in, exhaling out. Coming up to the cheekbones, and we're just right above the cheekbones under the pupils, lightly tapping here. Calming and grounding our energy through the stomach meridian, flowing down here through the neck, the chest, the stomach, the uterus, our legs, out our feet. And then we'll let the hands shake out. Let the hands rest on your thighs. Take a moment here to tune in and to feel. Notice what you're feeling. And we don't go into our head for that information. We're actually dropping down, so you can go into your heart. You could go into your belly. How am I feeling in this moment? And then we'll tap hand to thigh, same side, a few times. And we'll pause, brush off the hands, shake them out. Now we're twisting the belly side to side as we take our hand to opposite thigh. And awakening the communication between left and right hemispheres of our brain, left and right energy body. Good. And now we're going to take our hands and let them rest right in front of our pubic bone, a couple inches off of our skin. And as we inhale, we're going to draw this earth energy up through our center channel here, up through the front spine, our face. We're going to flip the palms, stretch up toward the sky. Exhale around the body. You got it. With your breath, drawing this nurturing earth energy up through your whole energy system. Exhale, let it clear and let it strengthen your energetic boundaries. This energy field around you. Two more times with your breath. Really feel that stretch through the side bodies as you press up and exhale out and around. Then we're going to turn our hands forward. We're going to inhale the hands up, face height. Exhale, palms down, HA sound audibly. Ha! You got it. With your breath. Inhaling up. Exhale, ha! Bringing all of your personal energy back to your body. It's been a little pulled up and out, focused on things outside of you. One more time. Beautiful. One finger rests now in your belly button. One finger rests between the eyebrows. These 2 points press in gently and pull up. And we'll take 3 more breaths. Really activating the connection of our intuition, our third eye, and connecting it into our solar plexus, our belly, our kind of that belly knowing. We know the right path. We know the right decision. Just connecting these two. Let's take another breath. Good. Release the hands. Rub the hands together. Shake it out. Let's uncross our legs. Let the legs just kind of shake a little bit here. And then we are going to come into cobbler. Soles of the feet coming together. Knees are out. Option to bring blocks under the knees. Pelvis is waterfalling forward over the front of your bolster or blanket. And your sitting bones, you can even kind of reach back to give them a little bit more space so they're rooting down. We're going to take our fingertips behind us, whether that's on the floor or on our blocks. We're up a little bit on that bolster height. And we're just going to actively press the soles of our feet together. Pinky toe side is rooted and inner heels are slightly lifting. So we've got this support in the outer leg to outer hip, in the external rotation of our hips. And through our fingertips now, we're pressing down and we're finding this lift through our chest and this invitation for the movement of the shoulder blades to travel in and surf down our back toward our sitting bones. Bringing in this beautiful opening into our heart and our lungs. Doesn't mean it feels easy, but we invite breath in and we even invite softness into any edges of discomfort we're feeling, whether that's physical discomfort, emotional. Always inviting in just this softness, this caring about whatever's arising within our experience. Let's take 2 more breaths here. We can continue with ocean breath, or we can come into yogic breath. In and out through the nose, bringing in a little bit more calm and steadiness. Good. And now we're going to walk our hands, and we can take our blocks under our hands if we would like more height. We're just going to slowly walk, fingertips forward. And we're going to let the spine softly round now into cat. So we're pressing down through our hands as leverage to draw the navel back toward the spine, and then inviting the head to really let go and release through the upper back, scalenes of the neck. Facial features are soft. One more breath here. And then we'll slowly stack vertebrae on top of vertebrae, rising up. Take a breath here, shoulders soften back. We're going to take arms now into cactus shape. So we still want to keep our hands in our peripheral. We don't need to take the arms way back. And we're going to inhale here, lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades in and down our back. You got it. Exhale, navel to spine, and find cat pose as we flex our spine. Head relaxes toward the chest. Follow your breath. Inhale, opening the gates of your lungs and your heart. Exhale and rounding the spine, relaxing the chin. 3 more times with the pace of your breath. This pulsation of fall, where we open, we connect with the beauty of the autumn season all around us. And then we come in to reflect on what's going on in our own inner fall, our own inner autumn. What we're holding on to and what we're releasing, letting go of. One more time with your breath. And then coming back up to neutral spine, we'll release the hands to our thighs and we'll help our legs come back up. Let's let the legs shimmy shake. And then we'll come off of our seat. And we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. So you can use your blanket for your knee pad. And then we're just going to have both our bolster and our blocks kind of within reach. And we can set our blocks at the top of the mat as we align to all fours. Let's take a moment to lift one knee and to articulate each toe on the earth with toes tucked under, and then lower the knee down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. If your toes are saying, not really feeling this flexion right now, you can come to the tops of the toes but firmly press down. Let's bring awareness south now down into our hips and just begin to rock the hips left and right. And then we're going to take right hip over to right heel. Left hip comes around toward left heel. Heart comes forward as we move into our hip circles with the movement of our breath. We feel the stability of the earth under hands and feet, so that the water right now that's moving through our knees and hips, bringing this circular motion, can bring in energy flow and help us to release anything we're holding on to in the hips. And then pausing up top when you're ready, take a breath. Press down into the earth and switch directions. Left hip toward left heel. Right hip comes around and heart soars forward. Staying present in your own experience and honoring we all are working with different things in our own body. Always everything I offer is a suggestion and a guide, but you can always veer off and go the direction your body is saying yes to, that feels more easeful. And then let's come into all fours, neutral spine, and bring this undulation energy into our spine as we slowly let the head drop, like a bowling ball dropping toward the earth. We're going to come into our tailbone and let it begin to sway side to side and even kind of take a snake-like movement as that movement moves up our spine. So this is free range cat-cow, and you decide where you'd like to go with it in your spine. This is non-linear movement. There's no right or wrong way to move in your spine. Just where your body is kind of calling you to move. You might become aware of open spaces in your back that maybe you weren't aware of. Maybe there's some more constricted areas. You're just beginning to notice. And then we'll find neutral spine. And we're going to take our right leg behind us, toes tucked under. Explore that if that's kind of a tough thing. Just bringing the toes under any amount. And then we're going to float forward onto the toe box. So the heel lifts and we're kind of going into the backs of the toes and stretching there. And then the heel reaches back as we press more into the ball of the foot. So moving in and out of this opening through the toes and then up into the calves as the heel reaches back. Resist the urge to drop the head here and imagine that string pulling the top of the head forward, lengthening through your neck. Good, and now reach the heel back, press into the backs of the toes, take a couple breaths here. We send this fresh blood flow to our heart. Good, and then we'll switch sides. Left leg extends, toes tucked under, and we begin this floating forward action, rolling all the way onto the toes, the very backs. And then the heel extends and we invite movement into our calf. And then let's reach the heel back. Press into the ball of the foot. Take 2 breaths into the calves. And come back to all fours, separating knees apart to a comfortable width for you. Come to tops of toes now, drawing big toes toward each other. Sitting bones are going to reach back toward the heels as we find our child's pose. We have the option to rest our forehead on our hands or our block. Kind of letting the head roll forward so we're more on the hairline of our head as the head completely releases. Noticing that even in this pose of stillness, there is still movement happening. Feeling it in your breath, feeling it in energy that's maybe moving that you feel. And then we're going to invite the hips to just do a gentle rock left to right. And then we'll let our head just come up halfway. We'll let our arms extend straight out in front, kind of walking the hands out, taking this extension stretch through your spine, your side bodies. Pressing down into the hands, lifting armpits, melting heart. And then rising up out of your hips when you're ready. Align your knees under your hips again. And this time we're going to work an eye of the needle pose and bring a little pulsation with the pose first before we land in it. So we're going to take our right arm and open our chest and our arm up toward the sky as we inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to take our hand under the arm and reach it away. You got it. And then we'll follow the inhale again, opening the chest, the arm toward the sun. Exhale and dipping the hand, reaching it away. Good. 2 more times with your breath. And getting this inner massage of the inner shoulder blade. And then the next time, let's thread the arm all the way under, resting the back of the hand on the earth, and then lower shoulder and head all the way either to the earth or head could rest on block. There you go. Good, and then we'll walk the left fingertips up toward the top center of the mat so the arm is traveling maybe near our left ear or even heading toward behind it as we slowly rotate left chest up toward the sky. Left inner shoulder blade softening toward your upper spine. Now the hips, that left hip tends to come forward. Let's gently tack it back, finding that balance in the hips. One more cycle of breath here. And slowly unwinding. Let's inhale the arm back up. One more time here. Is there more space through your right shoulder and chest? And then lower back down. Second side. Left arm and shoulder open up. And exhale and dip. Reach the arm away. And come right back out with your breath. Beautiful. Then the left arm can thread under. Reach it away from the body. Lower your left shoulder to the mat and your head can follow, or it could rest on a block. So before we go anywhere, just notice this right hip. It kind of gets hyped up toward the right shoulder. Just gently guiding it back home. And then walk the right fingers toward the top center of your mat, taking the right arm back so that the light can shine out of the right lung, right side of your chest. Eye of the needle pose. You found the form and now soften in the form and breathe. There's nowhere to go but inside. That is the true essence of yoga. You don't need to look perfect in a form, do it the way I do it or your neighbor does it. It's not about, the forms take us inward. So just soften even into those edges that are uncomfortable. If it's too much, the nervous system says no thank you, then find a place of ease. And when you feel ready, slowly unwind yourself and just open and see, have I given more space to my left shoulder, my chest as I open? Beautiful. And lower down. Let's find child's pose. Knees separate apart, big toes come together. Releasing back. Head fully rests. And bringing in that left and right rocking action of the hips. And then coming slowly back up. We're going to take our blocks underneath our hands once we've aligned our knees under our hips. We're going to transition our right foot forward into Anjaneyasana, kneeling lunge. And this right foot is going to heel toe its way out to the right edge of the mat. So the blocks are now inside of your front foot. Here you go. Back toes tucked under or toenails firmly planted to support the back knee. So we're going to take our arms and our spine, and we're going to begin to explore the space out in front here. So before we go too far, we want to feel so supported through that front foot as it presses down and fans isometrically out, supporting the front knee as well. And then you can stay up on blocks. You could come hands to lower blocks or hands on earth as we extend the spine like down dog. Hands are pressing firmly down. Armpits rising, heart is melting, and that back left psoas, quadricep is receiving some length. Now, because you're supported over your feet, feel free to do soft, small movements in the hips. You don't have to be a tight statue. We can kind of move over the support of the earth right now, over the feet. Yeah. And if you've gone in too deep, you walk your hands back toward the body and ease your way back in. And then you can walk your hands or blocks back in and explore the diagonal direction away from your right hip in this down dog lunge. And then coming back in. Heel toe your front foot back in so it's aligned again with your right hip. And we're going to move our blocks forward and step our left foot forward. Here we are in Uttanasana. Feet are under the hips. Let's take a soft bend in the knees and let our head and spine cascade over our legs. Hands can stay on blocks or find elbow tips. All facial features here are soft as the jaw has an opportunity to release. Finding hands now on shins, lift the kneecaps toward the hip bones, come up Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Thigh bones finding inward spiral and thigh bones moving back. Finding now the extension through your spine, at the top of your head, and now feel shoulder blades move toward each other. And on your next exhale, bend the knees, release the spine and head. Now the next time that we come into our half lift here, we're going to slide our hands all the way up over our kneecaps. So our hands are literally waterfalling over the kneecaps, and we've got a slight bend in the knees. The middle finger's touching your shin bones, and you're just gonna slide those middle fingers out off the shin bone and then massage. And you can use the middle finger, you could use all fingers. We're massaging and opening the stomach 36 acupressure point that opens up our sense of groundedness. During this Vata season time of year, there's a lot of upward rising energy. It's dry, especially here. So we're opening up balance. We like Vata for inspiration, but then we've got to ground it back down. Digest it, digest the changes. So stomach 36 helps us with that. One more breath here. Exhale, bend the knees, release the spine one more time here. Feel your upper thighs in your stomach and lower abdomen massaging those digestive organs. And then we'll just slowly come up halfway. We're switching legs here. So right foot steps back behind your knee support, and you'll lower your knee down. The blocks come inside the front foot as it heel toes its way out to the left edge of the mat. Good, and then feel your earth under your feet. You decide if there's pulsation here in crocodile, or if you just want to be still for a moment and let that right thigh, right hip flexor begin to lengthen. Maybe this is feeling enough. This feels really good. Stay here. If you're feeling the inspiration to explore more length through your spine, walk hands with blocks, out, and just go about halfway, and then pause, see how that's feeling. And then maybe there is a diagonal exploration out to the right here. Reaching the spine and arms away from the body. Finding your way back in. Heel toe the front foot back in. We'll draw the back knee up. We'll step forward. And we'll find a release in our spine. One more time here, bent knees, forward bend. Relax your jaw. Now to rise up to standing, we're first going to place our hands on our big toes. And we're going to sweep the hands to the inner ankles. Pull up slowly through the inner shins, inner knees, inner thighs. Smoothing over your hip flexors to your hip bones. Pull up your side ribs to your shoulders. Circle back down and massage your side ribs here for 2 deep breaths. Good. And then let the body, hands just kind of shake out here. And we're going to move our props off our mat. Just do a couple little standing practices here before we make our way back down. So there's been a lot of changing energy moving through our planet, our personal lives, a lot of shifting. We've had storms, we have wars, we have all these things going on, and that energy is really supported when it can just move through us and not get stuck. So we're going to do a little reset for the nervous system by shaking. This is our favorite thing. Or if you haven't done it yet, it will be. So we're going to start with our feet hip distance apart. And we're just going to start by lifting heels off the earth. So we're going to go from our feet. And you might like to take the whole foot now off the earth. And we're going to go up the legs. Like literally an earthquake of energy is moving up our legs. It's moving up our spine. Now it's moving up through our legs, our neck, our head, and on our exhale we go. You got it. Again, inhale. Good. One more time. Good. Laugh it out. Let's bring it back down slowly. Let's let the body go. All right. Good. Coming back now into stillness. We're going to ground this energy. We just stirred it all up. So we're going to inhale the hands up, face height. Exhale, move it down the center into the earth. When we can find our calm in the eye of the storm, we send this energy out into our family, our community, our world. When we choose to find calm, that is what the world needs. So let's continue to just come back into finding and connecting to our sense of calm, even with all that's moving around us. Beautiful. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your low belly. Take a few breaths here. Now we're going to let the arms release. We're going to add a little movement for our liver. This is a liver chi mover. And our feet are good hip distance apart with a slight bend in the knees. So our liver, it came into the spring and it had these goals and aspirations and visions and dreams. And now we're in the fall and some of us are experiencing the manifestation of a goal or a dream. And some of us are still waiting for that maybe to happen. So we're just honoring the liver as the helper of manifestation. If we are experiencing dreams in manifestation, they're happening, we give gratitude, we celebrate the harvest. We all have a harvest that's happening in our own personal life right now. Some of us have things that haven't happened yet, and we're impatient, and we're frustrated, and we're angry, and we want to honor that too. So that's the liver. So we're going to help the liver move through its experience right now. And so simply, we're going to let the right arm go behind, the left arm goes in front. We'll inhale. We'll exhale, move right arm forward, left arm back. You got it. So this is the movement with the breath. And we start slow. And we inhale, and we exhale. And we inhale, and we laugh, and we exhale. Good. And you can begin to feel momentum with this. Inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Good, and we'll begin to slow it down, not abruptly, but just naturally. Good. And then we're going to let our hands come in front of us, and we're going to hold an imaginary green ball. And we're going to inhale this green ball up, overhead. And then we're going to exhale back down, and we're going to bring that green ball right into our solar plexus where our liver is residing. And we're going to inhale again up, and we'll exhale, bend the knees, and let the green ball come right into our liver here. Take a breath. One more time, inhale, lifting up. And exhale, bringing that green ball, that green light. Let it move through your liver. Smile at your liver. Breathe in compassion, the balancing energy of anger, frustration, impatience, disappointment. Compassion on ourselves, compassion on others. We can put our hands now on our body, on our liver, just offering a couple more breaths here. Just compassion for timing, divine flow. Compassion on the little one inside of us that wants it all right now. One more breath. Step out and shake it out. Let's let our spine begin to move side to side. Heel is lifting, opposite heel. Let the hands make contact with your lower back. Bring that invigoration into your kidneys, your adrenal glands. And then we'll start to slow down. And eventually we'll find stillness in our body. If we feel a little stirred up, let's inhale the palms up, face height. We'll turn the palms down and we exhale down the center. We move that energy down, back down through the legs, the feet, and into the earth. Good. One hand on belly, one hand on heart. The body is recharged when we're in stillness. So right now I know the body's like, I want to move, I want to do this. Just soften into that. Soften into the resistance, notice it. Maybe underneath that there's a release or even a sense of relief to just relax for a moment. One more breath here. Good. All right. We're going to make our way down onto our blanket. So we're just going to fold the short edges together so we can have a seat. And then we're going to come and do a little Lord of the Fishes seated twist. Stretching the legs out and bringing that waterfall action again on the front blanket. Bending the right knee, the right heel comes toward the right sitting bone, option 1. Option 2, foot crosses over the body. Option 3 is the left knee bends and the left heel comes toward right buttocks. And then wrapping the left elbow or hand around the right knee, draw knee to chest as spine lifts. Right hand comes behind you to support. As you exhale, the low belly slowly turns toward the right inner thigh. The gaze is inward, so whether the eyes are open with soft gaze or eyes are closed, feel the massage of the low belly against the right thigh. The rib cage can lift up out of the pelvis, and it could slowly turn a little bit more if that's available. Both shoulders are melting down your back. And the top of your head is rising up with the chin relaxed toward the heart, lengthening your neck. If it feels good in your neck, let the head slowly turn toward the right shoulder. With this turn away, we honor the past. We honor what has flowed into our life, the journey, the sweat, the tears, the blood, sweat, tears, all of it. We honor ourselves on our journey. And then we let the head slowly turn and gaze over the left shoulder, and we look ahead. Bringing this new growth into the future. And take a deep breath in. Just exhale your head back to center, over the heart. Taking another breath in. Exhale, unwind all the way back to center. Pause to allow the blood to flush in and flush your organs. And then mindfully uncross your legs. Shake them out. Second side, left heel to left sitting bone, or left foot crosses on the earth, or right heel comes toward left buttocks. We want the hips to be level. And then we'll wrap our arm around the right knee, draw knee to chest, and take left hand behind us. Melting shoulders down your back. Just feel a release in your upper back. And begin your journey in your low spine and move your way slowly up your spine to your twist to the left. Top of the head extending, chin relaxing. Option to turn the head toward your left shoulder. And slowly turning the head over your right shoulder. And let your head come right back over your heart. Take a breath. And unwind all the way back to center. Take a pause here to feel. And uncross your legs. Shake them out. Okay, we're going to bring our bolster into play here. So we're going to take our block at that second level height at the end of the mat, and we'll rest our bolster at an incline. And then we'll take our blanket, we'll widen the blanket out with the fringes away if you've got one of these blankets, and you'll tightly roll. So you have like a snake roll here. And ladies online, thumbs up, you good? Good, awesome, yay. All right, let's bring soles of the feet together, knees apart, and bring our lower back or our sacrum kind of toward the end of the bolster here. And then our blanket roll will rest over our ankles and under our thighs, creating this little nest of support for our hips. And then you'll slowly lower your spine and your head back. Now, if you feel like you need more support under your head and neck, you can bring in another blanket or pillow. And if you're in the room and you'd like another support under your head, just raise your hand and I'll grab you one. As you relax your back body into your supports, we're going to use our mind-body connection, our power of visualization to support the movement and balance of energy through our liver in our liver meridian. So we're just going to imagine this green light that's just bathing itself through our big toes on both feet. This green light. If light's hard to visualize, we can imagine warm water just bathing that left and right big toes. And as we inhale, we're going to draw that green light or water up the inside seam of our legs, up over our hip flexors, and just landing right under the solar plexus where our liver is residing. So right under the rib cage, right rib cage. And as we exhale, we can move that light or water back down that same pathway. So we're just cleansing it. We're helping energy to move. Again, inhaling it up the inside seam of the legs, up into the liver, and exhaling it back down. Our exhale can release out the mouth, and we can invite energy of anger, frustration, impatience. We can allow that to be released through the exhale so that energy becomes balanced with compassion. At the bottom of your exhale, you can release the visualization, and you can choose to rest your hands over your solar plexus, over your liver. Just take a few breaths, just honoring your liver, all that it does for you. And then letting the hands find your thighs, help your knees come back up. Stretching one leg out at a time over the blanket roll. You could rest under your knees. Relax your legs. Now you have the option to stay right here in this supported Shavasana, or if you prefer to be on your back, just move really slowly onto your side, pause, and transition so that we're not disrupting the nervous system's process of resetting through stillness. We'll rest here for a few minutes in Shavasana, feeling the support of our breath. Wiggling your toes, circling your ankles, awakening fingers, circling wrists. Maybe the arms would like to stretch overhead, taking a full body stretch before making your way onto your side, whether right under your bolster or off your bolster on the floor, letting your heart and your belly take a few moments to relax toward the earth. Let the earth support your hands so you can bring yourself slowly back up into a comfortable seated posture. And I invite you to bring your hands into prayer pose at your heart. Just taking a couple moments here to notice how you're feeling in your inner fall landscape. And let's close our practice together chanting this healing sound of love, Om, 3 times together. Let's take a deep breath in together. Thank you for being here this morning, ladies online and ladies in the room. A wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.
Namaste.